Good evening everyone, this is Kaifu here. Today I have a deck profile for you guys. Today's deck profile will be based on Grimm, the Fairy Tale Prince. This is for the Bifrost format, so pretty much Bifrost format and standard format are quite different, which you already noticed. Bifrost format you can only use cards from the Crimson set and the 2 Tower set, while standard format you can use a whole variety set and make a deck into it. So in this video I'll be talking about the strength, the weaknesses of this deck, so let's go on with the video guys. As I said earlier in the video, the deck profile will be based on Grimm the Fairy Tale Prince. It was a really heavily requested deck profile. Ever since that I uploaded the FoWTCG World Championship held in Tokyo. So it's been really popular from there, so they've been asking for requests. So this is my version of it. It's not the exact same build of World Championship one. So since I got the new update of the new cards from the new set, 2 Towers and so on. Before I go to strength and weakness, let's go to the deck profile and Magic Stone overall. So for the Magic Stone lineup, I play 4 black greens, 4 green whites. I'm missing 1 green white, so there's proxy at the moment, and 2 regular blue greens. You must make sure you have to always play 4 blue green white, because green white is the most important one overall, because green allows you mana ramp, and not only that, white has a lot of good spells like such as Tell Me a Story, Return to Stories, or even Dream of Juliet. Those are really good spells to use, so meaning you really have to play the green white to actually guarantee you the combos and wombo going overall. Black white's in here because you can make some black engine like Stoning to Death and so on if you really want to, so that's why you want to max these out. Green white is in here because you can use it if you actually need to, but it's only in here you want to sideboard like maybe it's a couple of rapid kicks or any blue engine like deep ones if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend playing more than this because it doesn't really help you in the long run overall. So that's the Magic Stone lineup I play. So let's get on with the main deck itself. For the main deck itself, I play 4 Tinkerbells and 3 Keshki Cat. These are only my 1-drops of the deck. You can play 4 Keshki Cat if you want to, but I wouldn't want to play too much because the deck already search a lot, so I don't need to have any more draw power. The only reason I need draw power, just in case I don't have a really amazing hand, I'll search for it, draw 2 cards and make my hand a bit better. That's the only way I can actually filter that hand. Tinkerbell's in here because in the real late game, this guy becomes really big as long as you have Field Presence or Fairy Tales. So one of your win conditions, you can say, or one of your beaters, you can say. For my 2-drops, I play 4 Glinda, sorry for the wind-blown stuff, and 3 Grettles, and 3 Ipsu, or however you pronounce the name, Ipsu, or whatever, however you pronounce the name. This is pretty much my non-Fairy Tale card of the deck. What it does is actually allows me to protect all my Fairy Tales, since all my Fairy Tales can't be targeted by spells or abilities. So he is a bait of the deck, so they have to kill this first before targeting or with spells or abilities from other resonators. Riddle's in here because the mana ramp, so since I'm playing all green, so you can mana ramp like really fast, get your engine going, get your big 6 going and so on, and drop more cards on the field. Glinda, you must play a 4 off because it's one of the best cards for this Fairy Tale set, since it allows you to target a resonator, it can't be blocked for the turn, so you can swing really hard with like a Tinkerbell. And also if they try to make a really powerful play with a spell, you can just cancel it, like War Silent or something so online. You can just cancel it by sacking it, and then yeah. Now for my 3-drops, I play 3 Rapunzel, 1 Emperor, 2 Deadman Prince, and 2 Pumpkin Witch. As you can see, the Deadman and the Pumpkin Witch are also non-Fairy Tale, so it sometimes clogs the hand, but that's why you don't want to play too much of it. Pumpkin Witch is in here if you can guarantee a game, drop it like swing for game with all Tinkerbells on the field, or even if you play deep ones, but I don't play deep ones because state issue, and I don't play enough blue greens in the main board. So Pumpkin Witch is only here if I necessarily can go for game, play on the field, give everything flying, start using shenanigans and so on. And Deadman Prince allows me to recycle cards, like if I ditch the Tinkerbell early game by using Grimm's ability, I can actually get it back if I need to, if I ran out in the deck. So anything I ran out in the deck, I can easily recycle with Deadman Prince. So it's a really good card overall, so it allows you to recycle cards. I can play Cinderella if I want to, but Cinderella clogs the deck as well, because if I keep drawing a lot of non-Fairy Tales, I can't actually use Grimm's ability to actually the full potential of it. So that's why I only play Deadman Prince, so yeah. The Emperor's in here because the Emperor allows me to destroy addition on the field, like such as Musketeers additions and so on. So get all those pesky addition out of the way, and then neutral addition field, not addition, addition resonator on the field. Rapunzel is needed because one of your second win condition overall, because you can actually swing for game if your opponent is tapped out and you have 4 resonate untapped. You just swing, tap, 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 and make a swing like a lock flying. Because in this format in Bifrost, nothing can deal with flying at the moment, since flying is really hard to deal with. And for my fire drops, I play free Hamlet. Hamlet is one of your win conditions as well, dropping on the field on turn 3 and able to stun your opponent really fast, and then combine Glinda to it, like hits for 1k and stun another blocker. So really good card overall, because if you get this guy going on turn 3, it's really powerful overall as a deck. So really scary as well. So let's go on with the spells. That's all the resonant I play in this deck. As for the spells, I play free Tell Me a Fairy Tale. Those are your best spell card you can play in this deck, because it actually triggers the enter ability if you control Grimm, which it will, and you can play on the field right away. So pretty much it's a search for any fairy tales, and you have Grimm, you can play right away on the field. So pretty much you search for Hamlet on turn 3 and stun the field really fast, and so on. This is why it's a really powerful spell card, most broken spell in this deck at the moment. Next for other spells, I play free Exalt the Ancient Magic. Pretty much protection overall. It's pretty much to protect your Hamlet, stop your opponent playing Pumpkin Witches, and pump all your Resonate up. So these are the majority you want to use for it, because it's really stupid. A stupid card being made. I don't know why green has the most powerful spell overall with like 4 abilities. Next to Law of Silence, because you can stun your opponent for 1 or 2 turns. It's not the best at the moment, because Law of Silence, it is a really good card, but it's only good, like I said before in my previous videos, it's only good if you're in the control position. If you're in the demand position, you're in control of your opponent, what they can do. You stun them for 1 turn, that's deadly. But however, if you're in the losing position, Law of Silence will not help you any single way. It's kind of like a dead draw, you can say. And for my other spells, I play 2 Return to Stories, since Bifrost format is all majority fairy tales, so fairy tales and nightmares, so you can just remove them from the game. So one of your removal spell overall. Next, I play 2 Dream of Juliet, destroy additional field. I can draw a card if necessary, and I can flicker a card. So flicker means that I can remove a card and avoid a spell ability if I don't have my protectors on the field. So pretty much that's the deck profile, guys. And next I will be talking about the weakness and strength of the deck. Now the weakness of this deck is that when inversing Abdul, that's the majority weakness of the deck, because it shuts down the whole entire deck, because you can't trigger into the ability, you can't trigger your continuous ability, you can't trigger any of your ability, because when Abdul hits the field, it actually shuts down your deck, because Abdul is like an anti-meta deck pretty much, because it can shut down the whole entire deck by itself by just judgmenting. And not only that, it's really big to handle. The second weakness of the deck is that you must have a perfect hand, not necessarily perfect hand, but you must have a really good hand to start off with. Like for example, maybe a single 1 or 2 fairy tales in hand, and don't brick by drawing the non-fairy tales, like such as your Dead Man Prince and so on. Don't draw into those. You draw into those too early in the game, it clogs your hand from using Grimm's ability. That's one of the few weaknesses in the deck. And the majority weakness of the deck is that when it comes to the mirror match, it's whoever goes first majority has the best position, because whoever goes first can actually go a lot of do shenanigans overall. But however, you can still do well. It just depends how you play the deck and so on. Now the strength of the deck is where the point is that it's really fast, control based. You can actually play Tinkerbell, make it really big and really hard for your opponent to run over, because unless they play a lot of removal spells such as Return to Stories or Camellia or even Outdoor to actually stop it, there's no way they can stop this deck from killing you from 1 turn, because it's really hard to beat. Because once you activate Tell Me a Story and bring Hamlet out, that's already a bad position for them already, because you already got a 5-cost Resonator on the field on your turn 3, which is kind of scary. And not only that, you can back it up with this Glinda, give a can't be unblockable, swing for 1000, stun your opponent. If you want to use the spell, cancel it. Like, this deck has so much control to the point that it's hard for opponent to actually come back out of it. So that's the strength of the deck. So that's my deck profile for this deck. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace, guys.